Good afternoon. My name is Ben Petrie. I'm a real estate agent in San Miguel de Allende in the state of Guanajuato in central Mexico. And I have established this video channel over the last couple of years to answer questions that people frequently have when they move to another country. So there are two issues really that I wanted to speak about today. One is I'm in contract with a client on a very, very wonderful house in the San Antonio neighborhood. And he and his wife came. I suggested that they rent for a month in San Antonio to get a sense of what life is like in San Miguel. And they did. And they, at the very beginning, discussed concerns about noise and decided that they would like to look at a few properties. And we looked at a few suburban properties and made an offer on one spectacular one. But as they lived in this house in San Antonio, they began to realize that they were okay with the noise issues, and they really liked being able to open the front door and be in a rich, active street scene, to walk to the corner and get a banana, or to walk to a local bakery and get croissant in the morning. And they just really began to develop a love for street life in Mexico and in San Antonio in particular. And so now they are in contract to buy a house just a few blocks from where they were renting. And the reason I mention this is in several of my videos, I talk about why I think you should come here for at least a month and see what it's like to live here, what you would do in the morning, where you would go to lunch, how you would shop for groceries, what might you like to do with your free time. There are just many choices, but you should come and experience them and see how you fit in this story. And so the experience of this couple renting really ended up changing their minds and leaving them with a house that I think they'll be much happier with, and also quite a bit cheaper than the one that they had originally made an offer. So I strongly encourage everyone to do that, whether you are moving to Mexico, whether you are moving to Europe, whether you are moving to South America, to spend at least a month to explore the local areas and see how it fits for you. Because as I've said before, if convenience and ease are your goals, you will not do any better than Sunbelt cities in the U.S. So you have to decide if you're fit for this, if you're a good fit. And a whole lot of us have found that we are delighted and we are okay that workmen come an hour late or things like that. But for some people, that's really an issue. And so you should find out where you fit on that continuum. The other topic that I wanted to talk about is periodically I get emails from people asking about how their particular group fits in San Miguel. So the one that I receive most often is, how would it be to live in San Miguel if I speak little or no Spanish? And the answer to that is San Miguel is, I'm almost certain, the best place in Mexico if you speak little or no Spanish. There's always English speakers at the bank and at the post office and in restaurants and in markets and so on. And they may not have a full working English vocabulary, but they know enough to help you get your bananas or bring a dozen eggs home or something like that. So this is a very welcoming place for people who speak little or no Spanish. I also get quite a number of emails from people who ask about how is this for single women. And the answer to that is it's a pretty great environment. There's a very large colony of single women expats. If you have this idea of Mexico having some kind of really aggressive, vulgar, macho sort of society where you are likely to be pinched or followed down the street or people will speak crudely to you, the answer is that occurs virtually not at all. I know of no story of it having ever happened. And there are all these groups of women who are available if you wish to play mahjong or bridge or tennis or golf or any of the other things that you might be interested in if you are retiring. So for single women, it's absolutely a 10 on a scale of 10, maybe it's even a 12 on a scale of 1 to 10. Gay people have written me a number of times as well. This is a very, very welcoming community for gay men and women, both among the expats as well as among the locals. And there are no gay organizations that I am aware of, and I think that tells you how woven into society gay people are, that it just is not an issue. And again, if you have some idea that there's some aggressive macho thing and some guy is gonna hound you or something, that's just very, very wrong. That's just not going to happen here. And so you would find a really nice life here. Catholics, of course, have a wonderful environment. It's a Catholic country. The imagery is all a part of that. Thank you, the two of you who sent me emails saying that they like having Jesus over my shoulder. I like having Jesus over my shoulder, so I decided to record another video here. And there are English language masses every Sunday at the San Juan del Dios Church. And then in Querétaro, which is about 40 or 50 miles away, there is a traditional Latin Mass every other Sunday. So you will fit very well here if your Spanish is really even rudimentary. You can attend services in the parochia. It's my feeling that the priests in the parochia speak Spanish more clearly and with better enunciation than anybody else in the country. So if you are learning Spanish and kind of wanting to make that transition, church is a good way to do that. There are two Protestant churches here. One is a traditional Anglican church, and the other is a non-denominational Christian church, which reaches out and welcomes both English and Spanish speakers at the same time. So it's a wonderful idea. They really support the community and bring people together in really terrific ways. But it does make the service a little bit longer because they say it in English and then in Spanish and then in English and then in Spanish. But both of them, I think, are pretty terrific choices for people who are Protestant. There is a temple here. I believe it's a Reformed temple. There's a rabbi. She is absolutely wonderful. She did some fantastic kindness for someone that I love very much in his declining years. I think it seems like there should be somebody else I should be remembering here. It's also, of course, a good place for single men because there are a lot of single women, and so you have many opportunities to date or dance or do whatever you want to do. San Miguel is, by the way, a huge center of the tango, and you can tango virtually every night, and there are quite a number of people who've been to Buenos Aires and all sorts of things. So all of these subgroups, and I cannot, if I'm missing one, I'm sorry, but I can think of no group that would find discomfort here. But I do return to my original statement that if you think you would like to move here, it's such a good idea to come and spend a month or two, if you can, checking out the city. The neighborhoods are very different from one another, so if you spend time here, you can get an idea of whether you'd prefer to be in Los Frailes or prefer to be in San Antonio or prefer to be in Independencia. There also are now a number of complexes with dozens and dozens and sometimes more than 100 units that have full amenities and security, and some of them even provide transportation 24 hours a day, and that may be a really good fit for you. I have some friends who, one of them developed knee issues, and so they chose to move there, and they are very, very happy. So this whole range of choices exists. So there are also properties in the country. There are also gated communities in the country. There are communities that provide equestrian service, so you can live in the community, have all the amenities, and walk down to say goodnight to your horse every night if you want to. Um, but again, I just would so strongly encourage you to come and spend a month or two and see what it is like to live here. For my clients with whom I'm working right now, their whole view of where they wanted to live changed over a couple of weeks. And I think they're going to be very much happier in the house in which they are under contract now. And also, they saved quite a bit of money of that house versus the one that they had previously made an offer on. So if you have any questions, if I have not addressed your group, or if you have any questions of any kind, I always appreciate people writing and asking. All those kind of things gives me stuff to talk about here. Our real estate market continues to be very bubbly. The number of transactions will probably set a record for the year, which will exceed last year's record, which was a record year. And we have not seen fantastic increases in prices, but I think obviously if the market continues as it is, the next year or two or three will for sure be bringing that. So I wish you all well. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my video. I really appreciate it. If you like, subscribe, and share, that is always appreciated. The number of people who have signed up have really grown pretty dramatically over the last couple of months. So I'm very happy to see that, and I really enjoy making the videos and having the interactions with you guys. So thank you very, very much, and good luck to you.